Do good, Maverick. Go here. Welcome to podcast episode number 68. Two ideal business models for freedom. That's the title of this podcast episode. So when it comes to different online business models, what's the ideal business model for freedom, financial freedom, and also time, income, and location independence? And something that can be pretty easily or realistically run as a kind of cash cow or a cash flow business. So semi-passive income, let's say we are working like 1 to 15 hours per week and generating 5 figures or more in profit per month. Now, I'm not an expert at all, and I've not achieved this myself. But when it comes to the different types of online businesses I've seen, in my opinion, it seems to be two business models that are really suitable for this purpose when it comes to basically kind of a lifestyle business. And because there's a lot of talk about freedom and escaping the rat race, escaping the 9 to 5, firing your boss, stuff like that in the online marketing world or the make money online world. But the thing is, what oftentimes happens is that people are building their own rat race. They're quitting their 9 to 5 and they're starting their own 9 to 12, stuff like that. And although there's a lot of businesses that can be systematized and kind of automated, despite that fact, there is a massive difference between business models and how easy or realistically it is that it can basically function as a so-called lifestyle business, especially especially when it comes to how easy and how practical it is. And in my opinion, there's especially two ones. It's email marketing and paid communities. Email marketing, basically because there's so few variables and it's so reliable. Email marketing is probably one of the very few business models that has consistently been working pretty much all the way since the origin of the internet and all the way up until today. It's one of the most proven, predictable, and profitable ways to make money online. And the thing is, you don't even have to have your own offers. You can promote other people's or other businesses' offers as an affiliate, where you get paid a commission per sale that is generated. And for email marketing, there's basically two variables, very roughly speaking. One, building your list. Two, mailing your list. And when it comes to building the list, there's where a lot of people have challenges, where I have had challenges as well. But one of the things I regret a lot when it comes to all the things I've failed at and all the stupid mistakes I've done, it is that I did not start early on building my email list. Email marketing, it sounds so outdated and boring. People are not reading emails these days. People think that, but no, the statistics say something completely different. People are definitely still reading emails. The average ROI on email marketing in the B2C, business to consumer market, is there is different statistics on it, but usually they are citing between 38x to 42x ROI, meaning for each $1 you spend on email marketing, you're getting $38 to $42 back. And that's the average ROI. So like 3,800 to 4,200% average ROI. That's pretty amazing. The rule of thumb, so to speak, when it comes to email marketing that I've heard that the experienced online marketers are saying is that you should be making at least $1 per month per person on your email list. So if you have an email list of like 15,000 people, you should be making at least $15,000 per month from that email list. And that's on the low end, they're saying. That's if you're doing a bad or just okay job. You can make a lot more than that as well. So yeah. For a lot of people, it seems like 10,000 people on their email list. That's kind of like one of the big milestones where people reach the point where they have a full-time income of about $10,000 per month, you know. So 10,000 might be one of the freedom numbers out there when it comes to email marketing. And other than email marketing, I think the other business model, and you know, one thing that should also be mentioned on email marketing is that there are so many variables that you don't have to deal with compared to other business models. Very, very roughly speaking, it's 2 variables. Yeah, like I said, building your list and mailing your list. And a lot of it is about promotions. It's not, you don't have to be an online marketer. You can be more like an online promoter. So yeah, there's a lot of variables that you don't have to deal with. And the other business model that I think can be very suitable for freedom and a so-called lifestyle business that can generate semi-passive income is paid communities. Basically, a community online where people have to pay to become a member. Very roughly explained, it's kind of like a very exclusive Facebook group, but it should ideally not be on Facebook, in my opinion, because Facebook is not really that good these days when it comes to Facebook groups. They're not sending out notifications properly, and they can shut down your group. A lot of things that can happen. There are other other platforms like Skool, Mighty Networks, Circle, Go Collab by Go High Level, and a bunch of others as well. Slack. Yeah, a bunch of platforms that you can use to run a paid community. About paid communities, you know, when you look at Skool that Sam Ovens launched and Alex Hormozi invested in a short while ago, it's very often the communities on Skool is very often kind of like fancy courses, and that's one way to do it, and it can be great, but I think it's a too narrow view of what the paid communities actually are, because there's a lot more opportunities than going about it only that way. You don't have to position yourself as the expert or the teacher. You can position yourself like you're not selling access to yourself, but you're selling access to the other members inside your community, stuff like that. For example, by targeting certain niches, categories, industries, businesses, and also having requirements of what it takes to become a member. If you do it that way, and you are kind of carefully selecting who your community is for, then it will be very desirable for people to join. And if you choose the niche correctly, the value will definitely be there as well. And in some niches or categories, they might not even be interested in learning from you, even if you were an expert. Maybe they are more interested in connecting with other people on their same level, where they can do joint ventures, strategic alliances, collaborations, cross promotions, or just mastermind, network, share advice, stuff like that. But yeah, 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly. If you have not read that essay yet, I highly advise you to read it. In that essay, Kevin Kelly is basically talking about, in order to make a full-time income online as an artist or creator, you don't need to have millions of fans. You only need 1,000 true fans. So if you can get, like, one of the examples he makes is like, if you can make about $100 per fan times 1,000 true fans, that's like $100,000 per year. So it's a full income, not multiple millions, but it's a full income. So yeah. And he also classifies it as, you have fans, maybe my point is, he basically explains that there are different levels of fans. True fans is like the top, most enthusiastic fans. Not all your followers or fans is going to be what he calls true fans, but still it's like a few thousand followers, subscribers, people on your email list, and you should be able to have 1,000 true fans among a few thousand fans or followers. So yeah. And when you take that 1,000 true fans theory and combine it, or just think about it in comparison with email marketing and paid communities, it's a pretty good fit. With email marketing, you probably need somewhere around 15,000 people on your email list in order to make about $10,000 in profit per month. If you have a paid community and your membership costs like $50 per month, you need about maybe some like 300 members in your paid community, and you can be making about $10,000 in profit per month. Profit. There's so many online marketers out there babbling about revenue. It annoys the heck out of me. I made $1 million. Yeah, okay. How much was profit? Oh no, I didn't make any profit. Oh, so what's the hype? You're talking about $1 million like it was the same big deal it was 70 years ago, when $1 million was worth way more than it is today. And at the same time, those online marketers, they talk about making $1 million when it was just revenue. Maybe it was 10% or 30% profit, but they're counting and talking about revenue as they actually made it in profit. Profit is one thing. If we could, talking about profit, if we are going to be even more strict, we can talk about profits after taxes. So how much money is actually landing inside their bank accounts after all expenses and all taxes has been paid. Those same guys talking about making $1 million, they might be left with like $50,000. Yeah. So let's talk about profit. But yeah, 5 figures in profit per month. If you think about it, it's kind of fascinating how much lifestyle it's possible to squeeze out of such a relatively low number. It's not tens of millions of dollars. It's something that is realistic for a lot of people to be able to profit per month. And the thing is, once you profit 5 figures per month, it tends to open up more opportunities and possibilities as well. Almost everything is easier with money. So yeah, if you read the 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss, he talks about ideal lifestyle design, where you choose what you want to do, what you want to be, and what you want to have, and then choose a few of the top most important items in each category. And then you look at the monthly cost for those things. And it's oftentimes a lot lower than most people think. And of course, you cannot do the most outrageous things with 5 figures in profit per month. You can't be spending money like a multi-millionaire, at least not for long. But still, if you look at the most important things, it's fascinating. You might be closer to freedom than you think. The last few weeks, I've been interviewing a bunch of people about their paid community success stories. People that are making at least $10,000 in profit per month from a paid community. Some of them are making way more than $10,000, but that's the requirement to be a part of this course and book that I'm making. And one of the things that's really fascinating is how few hours several of these people are working per week. My goal is not to work that few hours, and hard work is good. Laziness is bad, but there are a time and place for semi-passive income, and just knowing that the dream of freedom is possible. So if you suddenly want to go for like a 3-month road trip, it's possible. If you have a community cash cow, By the way, if you want to learn from those real life success stories, you should check out communitycashcows.com. You can also find it on the online education and community platform that I'm building, terrific30.com. You'll also get access to it there, but to see the dedicated sales page for community cash cows, it is on communitycashcows.com. So yeah, at the time of this podcast episode, at the time of this recording, we are now in late December 2024. I don't have all the 30 interviews ready for community cash cows yet, but there is a bunch of them, and they're pretty fascinating. So yeah, go check it out. Anyway, take care, and God bless.